Hotel Echo Lima Oscar. I say good evening to all football fans up and down the world, from South East London, England, from your host, your guy himself, the one and only and truly DLG Reppin, otherwise short for Delhi London Guna Space. Romeo Echo Papa Papa Indigo November. Welcome to another match day preview for an Arsenal game away from home. And it's a massive, well, it's a big one for me as far as I'm concerned. It's Aston Villa versus Arsenal. A very tough game against our old boss, Unai Emery, who is doing it exceptionally well for Aston Villa. The fans adore him. The players love him. He's obviously got a connection. He's got a tune out of the players and the fans. The board of directors are extremely happy with him. And why wouldn't they be? Because, they're only 3 points off the top of the table. And this is a very good team. Good players. Ollie Watkins, super sub John Duran. You got Bailey, McGinn. You've got Douglas Luiz. You've got a rare talented players in the midfield. And their wing back, Luca D, Matt Cash, exciting wingers, exciting fullbacks that support offensively. And our ex-goalkeeper, Emiliano Martinez. Wow. With the centre back pairing of Diego Carlos and that left footed one. Oh, it will come to my mind. I'll tell you what, they are a good cohesive unit this season. I've been seriously impressed with their style of football, the way they carry themselves, and especially at home. They're going to be very difficult to contain, especially if we don't start well. But with us, we're presently top of the league. I don't feel convinced that we could stay there to the end of the season. We'll be there or thereabouts. But the reality is the bench is not as convincing. It's less convincing than last season. And that's going to be the difference maker for me. And it's a long haul. It's a marathon season. And I don't think that we've quite got the squad depth to cope to the business end of the season. I hope to be proven wrong. But we need to, unless we go in there next month in January and produce a top striker and a midfielder, who knows? Who knows? But I think we need a lot more than that, if I'm being truthful. But that being said, we're showing, well, we have been performing well. We did get away with one against Luton Town. Let's be real. I felt Luton Town deserved something out of that game. And it would have been justifiable if it would have been a point apiece. But we nicked the 3 points at the death, and it's performances like that we will not get away with. Defending like that will cost us points, and those points will cost us an opportunity of challenging for the title. But that being said, before I get into my starting 11. Before I start picking the starting 11 that I will go with, the 9 substitutions, all that I want you to do, and the formation as well, all I want you to do is show me love, joy, and respect by smashing the thumbs up like button for me, yeah? Smash the thumbs up like button for me, left, right, and centre, gloriously but passionately, yeah? I'm not as smiley as I normally am because of this sore toothache, so I really need to get this situation sorted out. It's so painful. It's not nice when you're trying to get a nice sleep as well. Speaking of love, joy, speaking of love, joy, and respect, yeah, make sure you share this channel all over the globe virally, especially to your friends and your relatives, yeah. And if you're watching my match day preview for the first time, yeah, if this is your first time you're watching my previews on this platform, yeah, welcome on board. Yeah, I do encourage you to share this channel amongst your friends and your relatives, and tell them to share it amongst their friends and relatives. Yeah. On the other side of the note, anyone who's watching, if you want to give me your score prediction, um, your formation that you would go with, that you want to pick, if you want to tell me about the team you go with, leave it in the comment section below. Any prediction, you want to pick your own starting 11, your own bench, you know where the comment section below is, yeah? And as far as I'm concerned, my comment section is created for positive feedback only, so keep it nice, but keep it respectful, yeah? And lastly, make sure you subscribe to the channel. If not by the end of this month, beginning of the new year, I want to see over 1,000 subscribers on this platform. So get subscribing, yeah? Smash the sub button for me, left, right, and center, gloriously but passionately, yeah? Every time you subscribe, you know I always shout you out with love, joy, and respect, yeah? So get subscribing. That being said, without further ado, let's kick it off. The 4-3-3 formation. In goal, I thought very carefully about this. I'm going to go with David Raya. Yes, he had a mare. I think I marked him 3 out of 10. Maybe it should have been a 2 out of 10. His performance was absolutely shocking. He's coming out, flapping at set pieces and getting out jumped by the attacker, and then letting the goal go past him underneath his body, which was suicidal. I was not impressed with this guy's performance at all. I was not impressed, and he's not had one bad game. He's had a number of, he's had a couple of dodgy games, to say the least. But I'm going to go with him or Ramsdale. I mean, him and Ramsdale. I suppose Ramsdale being dropped, that's affected his confidence, you know. And what doesn't help? Well, what doesn't help Ramsdale is his father coming out and speaking on his behalf. And yeah, I get you're sticking up for your son. I get that, but that's going to affect his confidence and his performances in the field of work. So Aaron Ramsdale will know that his father should never have done what he done. But that being said, I still think he's a very good goalkeeper. And as for David Raya, no one knows, well, if he's going to sign permanently. It feels like it's going to be official. I feel that it's going to be official. And if that's the case, then Arteta's told him that he's his number one. David Raya starts in goal. The back four for me. If Tomiyasu passes the next fitness test, I'm going with him. Takahiro Tomiyasu at right back. He failed the fitness test, so that's the reason why he never travelled to Luton with the squad. But I'm going to go Takahiro Tomiyasu. The centre half pairing, the usual. William Saliba and Gabriel dos Santos Magalhaes. Now, for me, them two, they weren't so much at fault for the goals. You know, weren't all on them, if the truth be told. But when they're on top of their game, well, when Saliba's on top of his game, well, he's becoming a top draw centre half. Reads the game well. His recovery pace is A1. The guy just goes from strength to strength, and I feel that he will become a special talented centre half. And for me, he will start this game. Gabriel dos Santos Magalhaes, he's played in his fixture last season, a 4-2 win. Loves defending as if he's still playing in the football cages of the favelas. Very dominant in the air. He's equally just as good as Saliba on the ball. That being said, he defends first, and he's shown us in a number of the last couple of seasons. He's one of if not the best performing centre half at the club. He is hugely important to us. Gabriel dos Santos Magalhaes starts alongside Saliba. Left back, this is a difficult one here, but I'm going to go with Zinchenko because of his ability to invert from left back to midfield and affect the game. In that sense, that's going to be a key area in the midfield battle because Villa have Douglas Luiz, McGinn. Who else did I mention? Douglas Luiz and McGinn. They have someone else in there as well. They all pull the strings in that midfield area, and that's because Emery plays with a narrow midfield. But I'll tell you what, they can cause us at all ends of problems, and that's the reason why I'll go Zinchenko to, add another number into the midfield. To make it a four-man midfield technically, if you feel that Arsenal will try and play on the front foot, he can come in, he can invert there and causes another problem, causes a good problem there. Right. Oh my word, the midfield area. Declan Rice, of course, our player of the season, maybe PFA player of the season contender. For me, he is showing what £105 million can do. What a bargain. I mean, he's been a great signing. I mean, great performances, energy levels, A1, covers every inch of the blade he covers every inch of the blade of the grass. Tenacious in the tackle, physical. I mean, this is the type of midfielder we've been wanting for a long time. And for me, in this fixture, I don't see why he can't shine. Alongside him, on the left-hand side, on the right-hand side to him, I'm going to go with Martin Odegaard. Now, this is a big game. When the pressure is put on him, based on the fact that when teams are pressing him, he seems to really struggle, and Villa will press him. The likes of Douglas Luiz, McGinn, who else? Oh, they've got some midfielders that will press him. Oh, Kamara. They've got a host of midfielders that can do a job. Even the likes of Bailey, if I can say Diaby, they are definitely going to be a handful. More than a handful. They're going to really test us to the maximum. For me, I'm going to go with Odegaard, who is our club captain. Well, at present, I'll change that immediately if it was down to me. Declan Rice would be the captain, if the truth be told. On the left-hand side to Declan Rice, while he's playing in the pivot, I'll go with Kai Havertz. You're going to need a bit of physicality. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, you're going to need someone with a physical presence. Arrives late into the box, which he does. That's one of his strengths, and pops up with goals. And that's what we're going to need from him. When we're on the front foot, can he arrive late to be there to convert chances or have an impact? He's going to need to put in a shift, if the truth be told. So I'm going to go with Kai Havertz. So that's the midfield trio sorted. Right, my front three sorts itself out. Bukayo Saka, who scored he scored a magnificent goal at Villa Park last season, on top of his game of recently. And I'll tell you what, he is unplayable in the last couple of games, and long may that continue with him. Goals, assists, I mean, they're flowing again. And that's what we need from him. We need him to get the ball and really run at Luca D. Right. Gabriel Martinelli, he's either going to be up against Matt Cash or he'll be up against another right back. I can't even think of his name, but he will be up against it. The thing about having Zinchenko into the team, he won't overlap Gabriel Martinelli to free him up a little bit. That is the problem. So Gabriel Martinelli will have to really try and pose himself directly and aggressively going forward. But I do back Martinelli to shine as long as he's been given the ball. His end product and composure really need working on, if the truth be told. He is a goal threat, don't get me wrong, but his composure in certain situations, in a final third situation, really needs to improve. That being said, he will get you 10, 15 goals this season, if not more than 15 goals. Up top, Gabriel Jesus. Now, this is a guy whose goal scoring is not the strength, not at his strength, and he's publicly admitted it. One thing with Gabriel Jesus, he gives you everything else. He gives you work rate. He chases every ball. Um, he makes sure his presence is felt. He makes sure that defenders know that his presence are felt, and those Aston Villa defenders will know about it tomorrow, especially when he's giving 100%. If he can get in the position to score goals, I mean, that's what we want him to do, to put the ball into the back of the net as many times as possible, especially in the Premier League, especially when you're challenging for the title. You need a goal scorer, and that's going to have to happen in January. I'm afraid we cannot go the whole season without having a ruthless goal scorer, and Gabriel Jesus is not that guy, unfortunately. But he'll give you more than what Eddie Nketiah gives you. So that's my starting 11. Now the substitution bench. Ramsdale, I expect him to be on the bench. I mean, I am disappointed to see a smirk on his face after laughing at Arsenal conceding the third goal, and he's smiling. That is disrespectful and embarrassing to the whole football club. You know, that's disappointing to me, disappointing to his teammates, disappointing to the club. Most of all, that's disappointing to the fans who are watching on TV. And that's unacceptable. It can't happen again ever. He's on the bench. Benjamin White on the bench, I think that's justifiable for me. Takahiro Tomiyasu's come in recent games, in the last recent 3-4 games, and he's performed well. He never lets Arsenal down, and in these recent performances, you can see it. Man of the match performances against Brentford or Lons, one of the two. He has played extremely well, solid defensively, 1v1s, absolutely terrific, and I'm going to stick with him. Offensively, he's starting to show signs of improvement where he's encouraged to be more braver, and his end product is equally as good as Benjamin White's on his day. I'm talking about Tomiyasu. What am I talking about him? I'm talking about Benjamin White. Yes, he has a good connection with Bukayo Saka. If he starts the game, he's got to be solid going the other way. But Benjamin White on the bench for me. Yako Kuvia on the bench for me. He is a centre half, not a left back, because he's left footed. He's obviously assumed that he can play a left back. Well, Mikel Arteta has got that completely wrong. Why would you play him in that position when he's not brought in as a left back? He's brought as a centre half. So for me, centre half he has to play if he starts for the Arsenal. For me, he's on the bench because of the form of Gabriel dos Santos Magalhaes, and his partnership with Saliba is probably the best partnership in the Premier League. So there's no chance of him getting into the team at this present moment in time. Substitute number 4, Jorginho. One thing with Jorginho, brings a lot of experience. He is an experienced midfield player. He brings that into the squad. Not the sort of fixture that you would start him against. Not the sort of fixture that you would start him in. You know, you wouldn't put him in this fixture due to the fact that there's a lot of running, and Jorginho is not going to be the quickest. You know, so we need players with legs, and I suppose all physical presence and physicality. Physically, he's not the biggest, and he's definitely not going to give you the legs around the pitch. So I'll have him on the bench. Substitute number 5, Mohamed El Neni. Now, there's an argument for him to start this sort of game. He's got that physical, well, not so much the physical presence, but he's got that fitness in his legs to go around, to run around the whole pitch for 90 minutes and recycle the ball as safe as humanly possible. But for me, I will have him on the bench and see how the game pans out. Substitute number 6, Fabio Vieira. Welcome back from your suspension. The stupid red card you got at home to Burnley. I hope you've learnt from this. We're going to need that creativity in that midfield. I suppose I'm happy to bring you on with 20 odd minutes to go for you to receive the ball in pocket spaces and do your thing. I think you are a good player in the making, but physically you still got some bulking up to do. And I don't care what it takes for you to bulk up yourself. You will realise in time that you will be bullied every time you start a game, and teams will get in your face. So, yeah, for me, I'll have him on the bench, and I know that he can play in the position of Odegaard, but that's another debate. Substitute number 7, Reece Nelson. Yep, someone who can come on and make an impact in this fixture. Quick, direct, not afraid to take on this man 1v1, not afraid to try things as well. And for me, he has to accept a place on the bench due to the form of Martinelli and Saka. Substitute number 8, an argument for him to start this game, but not for me, Leandro Trossard. I mean, he started this fixture last season, didn't have that much of an impact. But that's being said, he's been starting games from the bench, and he's been coming on, and I would like to see more of an impact as from a substitute point of view. But that being said, very good player technically, both footed, and yeah, his presence on the bench is going to be needed. Substitute number 9, Eddie Nketiah. I mean, this is as low as we get. We have to depend on Eddie Nketiah as a striker to come off from the bench. 100,000 a week and a number 14 shirt. You expect a hell of a lot more from him, a hell of a lot better. But for me, Jesus gets that nod ahead of him because of his presence, not so much the experience. But he will get goals, but he won't. Eddie Nketiah won't outscore Jesus, and Jesus is not the best at scoring goals, not prolific enough. And neither is Eddie Nketiah by a country mile, who's had, 5-6 years at Arsenal. He's 24, 20, going on 25. Not for me. But that's my 9 substitutions sorted for the reasons I've picked them, and the starting 11 for the reason I've picked them as well. So, without further ado, what a pleasure to do this preview with you guys. Always has been, always will be. So, ladies and gentlemen, to the boys, to the girls, not only do you enjoy your weekend, but I want to say thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching and saving the best to last. Thank you so much for putting up with me and the toothache I've got. So, more peace, more love, more blessings again from your host, your guy himself. We're going to chat again. So, do look after your friends. Do look after your families. Make sure you look after yourselves here in whatever you're doing this evening or throughout the weekend. More peace, more love, more blessings again. And Just remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. It helps the channel grow. And shout out to one viewer who's just joining in. You've just popped in. Yeah, you've missed my starting 11 and my 9 substitutions. But thank you for thank you for popping up. And on top of that, yeah, please always be nice, and I do mean just be nice. Cheers.